My husband secretly built another small family with his mistress and our children. When our youngest daughter ran over and hugged that stranger, my husband's mistress, with an innocent look and a happy smile, my heart felt like it was being suffocated. When I discovered that my husband, Adam, had been cheating, I couldn't imagine that what would hurt and devastate me the most wouldn't be the betrayal in our relationship, but the fact that he secretly brought his mistress into the lives of my children. Not only did this make me feel violated, but it also left me confused and heartbroken when I thought about how my children, who loved him like a father, were dragged into a situation they shouldn't have to go through. We built a family together since I was very young. When I was 16, I gave birth to Lucy, my first daughter. Lucy's biological father never participated in her life, so Adam, when he met me and became part of my life when Lucy was only 2, voluntarily took on the responsibility of a father. Adam not only loved me, but also loved and cared for Lucy as if she were his own child. Later, we had Jessica, and he became an amazing father to both children. I always thought we were a happy family. Adam was an exemplary father, and my children always adored him. So, when Adam confessed to me that he had cheated with Naomi, a woman I only knew through a few encounters in distant relationships, I was completely shocked. At first, I didn't know what to do, and the days following his confession were filled with confusion and disappointment. But I thought that once we both acknowledged our mistakes and wanted to start over, we could find a way to heal. We started attending marriage counseling and committed to working through the issues in our relationship. However, I never imagined that this story would not only be about us facing betrayal, but also about an overwhelming interference in the lives of my children. When I saw Naomi for the first time after Adam's confession, I just tried to walk past her without drawing any attention. But for some reason, my little daughter Jessica ran up and hugged Naomi. That hug not only shocked me, but also made me feel like my heart was being torn apart. I pulled Jessica back, trying to hide my emotions, but that hug still felt like a slap in the face, reminding me that this situation had gone far beyond what I could control. When I asked my children about what had happened, Jessica was the only one brave enough to tell me the truth. She explained that they had been doing family activities with Naomi, things that used to be just Adam and me doing with the kids. They had gone on picnics, which Jessica loved the most, and even visited a small amusement park, a place we had once gone to together. This made me feel betrayed not only by Adam, but also by the children I had devoted my youth to caring for. What was worse, Jessica revealed that Adam had asked the children to keep this a secret, not to tell me. "Daddy told us not to tell you." Those words echoed in my head like a curse. How could I ever trust a husband who had sown the seeds of deceit within my own family? The children I had raised all these years were now put in a position of hiding the truth and protecting a woman I didn't even know. With everything that was happening, I started to feel that the pain from the affair was nothing compared to the fact that Adam had allowed his mistress to become involved in our family's life, creating a fake image that I couldn't accept. How could I accept that he had lived a family life with someone else, while I was the wife standing on the outside, watching everything unfold and unable to do anything? That is the feeling I face every day. Even though I tried to reconcile and find a way to heal, this truth made me feel that I had been pushed out of the family circle I once trusted. The feeling of betrayal, not only from Adam, but also from the children I had given my heart and soul to love, left me wondering if we could still walk down the same path together. Since I discovered Adam's betrayal, I have been facing unimaginable pain. But what tears me apart the most isn't the affair itself, but the fact that he not only hid his relationship with Naomi, but also brought her into the lives of our children as if she were a natural part of the family we had built together over the years. After Adam confessed to the affair, I felt like my entire world came crashing down. We had years of happiness together, and I truly believed our family was perfect. Adam had been a wonderful father to Lucy and Jessica, loving them as if they were his own children. Yet now, he could continue living this life with another woman, someone I only knew through vague connections, with no reason to trust her. The feeling of betrayal was immense. But what hurt even more was Adam bringing Naomi into our children's world. Jessica, my youngest daughter, was the first to snap me out of the shock. I couldn't believe what I was hearing when she told me about the camping trips and picnics that Adam and Naomi had organized with our children, activities that used to be only for us, the whole family, to do together. Jessica even mentioned how they had gone to a small amusement park, a place we had been to, making memories during those years. I was awakened by her words, realizing that Adam had done something beyond just a typical affair. He didn't just betray me emotionally, he also betrayed the family we had built. He had allowed Naomi to step in and become a part of our children's lives, someone I didn't know and didn't want in our family. When I asked the kids about it, Jessica was the only one brave enough to admit the truth. But what hurt even more was what my little girl said. "Daddy told us not to tell you." It felt like I was being pushed out of the family circle, placed in a situation that I couldn't accept. Adam didn't just lie to me, he created a secret between my children and me. It made me feel like an outsider in my own family, as if I no longer had the right to decide what happened in my children's lives. The pain isn't just from being betrayed, but from the fact that my children were put in such a difficult position. They are just kids. They shouldn't have to keep secrets or hide the truth. By bringing Naomi into their lives, Adam not only broke my trust, but also shattered the innocence and protection I had always wanted to offer them. Children shouldn't have to bear these complex emotions. They shouldn't be put in the position of being secret keepers for their parents. Adam didn't just betray me, he unintentionally but deeply hurt our children. This feeling is an assault on everything I hold dear in this life. Family. The happy memories, the moments we shared, are now distant images, wounds that can never heal. What I can't forgive is that Adam didn't just have an affair with Naomi, he brought her into our children's lives, creating a false family right in front of me. How can I continue living with a man who created another family while I am left with nothing but loneliness and pain? What has happened forces me to confront the future. How can I continue with a man I no longer trust? How can I accept that my children will grow up in an environment where the truth is hidden and love is betrayed? This question continues to haunt me as I face the reality that everything I believed in and loved has been changed forever. The truth about Adam's affair was not only a shock to me, but also a devastating blow to my trust in family. What I once believed to be certain is now shattered beyond repair. Adam didn't just betray me in our relationship, he also made me feel cast out of the very family I had built with him over the years. But what hurts even more than the emotional betrayal is that he involved our children in this mess. When Jessica revealed that they had gone on outings, had picnics with Naomi, someone I didn't know and didn't want my children to have any relationship with, I felt like the world was collapsing around me. My children, the ones I had poured all my love and care into, were no longer innocent. They had been dragged into a mess I couldn't control. They were participating in activities with Naomi that had once been exclusive to our family. Part of me can't understand how Adam could have acted like this. He didn't just betray me, he made our children feel like they were living in a fake world, where everything could be hidden, where every truth could be ignored. The feeling of betrayal didn't just come from Adam, but also from my own children, who had to keep secrets. Jessica's words, "Daddy told us not to tell you," were like a slap to my heart. It was a painful reminder that not only had Adam betrayed me, but my children had been pulled into this web of lies. I couldn't accept that my children had to keep things from me, endure secrets they should never have had to bear. Adam had made them live in a world where everything was hidden, where the truth was pushed aside, and what we had, a family, was now just a pile of irreparable pieces. My children shouldn't have had to face this, and I can't understand why Adam allowed this to happen. It makes me feel numb, like every effort I made in raising and protecting my children has been broken. I spent years building a strong family where love and honesty were the foundation. But now, all of that is just empty promises. Promises Adam has broken not once, but many times. He didn't just betray me emotionally, he shattered the safety and trust I had placed in him and in this family. Everything we had built together now feels like a joke, an illusion I trusted too much. And then, the question keeps repeating in my mind. Can I continue living with a man like this? How can I continue trusting someone who has caused me so much pain? How can I live with a man who has turned family into a place where there is no room for honesty and real love? All these questions swirl around me, and I can't find an answer that satisfies me. Throughout all of this, I can't help but think of the children. They are just kids, not yet capable of dealing with such complex issues. They shouldn't have to witness their father's betrayal, nor should they have to endure the secrets and lies Adam created. I feel like I've failed in protecting them from this. I gave my whole heart to nurturing and protecting them, but now I feel like I'm abandoning them in a world they didn't choose. I can't understand why Adam could do this to my children, the children who loved him like a father. Facing all of this, I can't help but feel guilty and confused. How can I continue down this path when everything around me has been destroyed? Can I forgive Adam, or do I have to choose my own path to protect my children from this deceit? The answer is still unclear, but one thing is certain. I can't continue living in a family where truth is hidden and secrets are placed above trust and love. While I have gradually come to terms with the betrayal and deep hurt from Adam's affair, what bothers and confuses me even more is the fact that he created a fake world where my children and Naomi, a woman I don't know and never wanted in our family's life, could share moments that I once believed could only belong to us, to our family. The outings, the fun picnics, and the shared activities that I had always imagined as beautiful family memories are now part of a completely different story, a story that I was never meant to be a part of. It was a huge shock to me because I not only felt betrayed by Adam, but also as if I had been excluded from my own family. We had built a life together. We had memories and plans for the future. And now I find myself on the outside, watching him create a family with Naomi, with the children I had poured all my love into. What makes it worse is that Adam didn't just stray from honesty, he dragged my children into it, making them keep secrets and hide from me the activities they were sharing with Naomi. When I discovered that Adam had asked the children to keep this secret, not to tell me about the trips and the picnics, I felt completely abandoned. I couldn't believe that Adam would ask the children to lie to me, which made me feel not only betrayed, but deeply insulted. I couldn't understand why he would act this way, why he couldn't face me and let everything be clear. How could I continue a family life when everything he does is based on deception and lies? At this point, I was not just facing the pain of betrayal, but also an overwhelming sense of isolation and loneliness that I never imagined I would experience in my life. I had spent my youth nurturing and loving this family, and now I had to stand on the outside, looking in at the life that Adam and my children were building with Naomi. The feeling is indescribable when I realized that the children I had loved as my own were being pulled into a world I can't control, a world I never wanted them to be a part of. Jessica's words, "Daddy told us not to tell you," felt like a knife cutting deep into my heart. It wasn't just a betrayal. It was my failure to protect my children from situations they should never have had to face. My children, the ones I had sacrificed my love and time for, were now forced to keep secrets from me about their father and his mistress. I felt like I was living in an upside-down world, where my children were no longer being protected, but were put in a position where they had to face the lies of the very man they loved. This feeling didn't just hurt me, it also left me confused about my future. How could I continue living with a man I no longer trusted? How could I rebuild a family when honesty had been shattered and everything around me seemed like a facade? This question kept spinning in my mind, but I couldn't find a satisfactory answer. Now, I don't know if I can continue facing Adam and keep this relationship going. I've tried marriage counseling. I've tried to understand and uncover the deeper reasons behind his actions, but what he's done makes it impossible for me to trust him anymore. My children are no longer innocent. They've been pulled into a life they didn't deserve. I can't watch them continue to live in this lie without taking action. I don't know if I can forgive Adam or if we can heal this relationship. But what I do know for sure is that I can't continue living in a family where honesty and love have been lost. I need to make a decision, and I can't keep living in this uncertainty and pain forever. After everything that has happened, I still can't find the answer for myself. Can I forgive Adam and continue this relationship or not? The feeling of betrayal comes not only from his infidelity, but also from the way he involved my children in Naomi's world, a world I can't control and never wanted my children to be a part of. Every time I think about it, I feel the pain, as if the children I've poured my heart into nurturing and protecting are being pulled away from me, forced into a life I never wanted for them. Adam didn't just deceive me emotionally, he also violated my trust in what it means to be a father. He didn't just betray me in our private moments, but also ruined the relationship between my children and me, turning them into secret keepers, people who had to protect a relationship they couldn't even fully understand. When Jessica revealed that the kids had gone on outings with Naomi, I felt like my right to know the truth was taken away from me. I can't understand why Adam would ask the children to hide things from me, especially about important moments, memories that should have been ours, our families. It's a terrible, indescribable feeling. I've taught my children that honesty is the most important thing in any relationship, but now their father is teaching them the opposite. My innocent children are learning how to hide the truth and protect a secret they never chose. And it makes me feel like I've completely failed. I can't accept that they have to live in a world of lies when I've always tried to teach them that love and honesty are the foundation of a strong family. Jessica's words, "Daddy told us not to tell you," felt like a knife to my heart. It wasn't just betrayal from Adam, but also from my own children, even though they weren't at fault. I feel like I'm losing control of my own life and family. I can't believe Adam would do this to my children, make them hide things from their mother. It's so hard to face the truth that I've become an outsider in my own family. I've tried attending marriage counseling, but every time I face Adam, I feel like there's an invisible wall between us. I can't forgive him easily. I can't understand why he did all of this, why he brought Naomi into my children's lives like that. Doesn't he see the pain he's causing me? Or is he truly unaware of what he's done to our family? Our relationship has changed forever. The beautiful memories, the family moments I once cherished, are now just deep wounds in my soul. I can't stop thinking about the future, my future and the kids, whether we can overcome these cracks and heal or not. Can I continue to live in a family where honesty has been shattered, where love has been turned into a game of lies? When I look at my children, I know they don't deserve to go through this pain. They are innocent. They just want to be loved and protected. But now, they're living in a world I can't control. It makes me feel helpless and confused. I love my children more than anything in the world, and I know I have to do something to protect them from this hurt. I don't know what my future holds, but one thing I'm sure of is that I can't keep living in a relationship like this. I have to make a decision. I have to find peace and trust in myself again. Maybe I'll have to face loneliness, but at least I won't have to continue living in deception and hurt. My children deserve a family they can trust, and I deserve a life full of respect and honesty. Sometimes in life, we face unpredictable challenges, wounds that seem impossible to heal. But, no matter what, we must learn to rise up and find the light in the darkness. Our mistakes, our wounds cannot define our worth, nor can they change the path we have chosen to walk. If you're in a difficult situation, don't be afraid to face the truth, no matter how painful it may be. Remember that you deserve to be loved, respected, and to live in honesty. Family, love, and trust are not things easily rebuilt. But if we decide to stand up for ourselves and for the ones we love, we will find the strength to overcome any challenge. Even if the road ahead is tough, never forget that every step, every decision is part of the journey to find true peace and happiness. And one day, when you look back, you will realize that all the suffering has made you stronger, freer, and truly deserving of the best things in life. This is the end of the story. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe to give us more motivation to create the next videos. Thank you for listening, goodbye, and see you next time.